All right, we need some Advil for postpartum. I decided to just go with a little bin system this time. Hey everyone, it's Gabby. What is up? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today I'm bringing you along to do some last minute baby prep, organization, and shopping. I am 35 weeks already, which is crazy. Baby girl could be here in give or take 5 weeks. So we need to start, I don't know, finalizing everything so we are ready for when she comes. But I did go over with my first. I feel like I'm gonna go over with her, like over my due date, and she is measuring on the smaller side. So I feel like she might need a little bit longer to bake, so she is fully ready. We gotta go get some, I don't know, last minute baby things. I need to get some stuff for my hospital bag that I want to pack, and I will be filming a full hospital bag when I'm packing video, so be sure to subscribe if you want all the details on that, as well as some finishing touches for the nursery. I don't know, I want to also film a nursery tour, so that's coming soon for you guys. But today we are going to Costco and Walmart. I want to bring you guys along for kind of prepping and shopping and errands and things like that, so let's go. Currently trying to decide which dishcloth we should get. Either like this pack, although these ones are 8 for $15. Dana likes these ones, but I kind of like the KitchenAid ones. I feel like they feel maybe a little bit thicker. I don't know. But here are the patterns for this one, but these ones are $22, so I don't know. Do these really feel thicker? I feel like the blue ones are kind of the cutest. We're gonna give you those. The one good thing about coming to Costco on a busy Saturday is they always have samples out. So we're getting lots of samples today. We're trying a barbecue chicken pizza, mostly for my toddler. Okay, we just tried a sample of these sauces on French fries. This one was really good. I had this one, definitely a little bit spicy. This one was really good. Didn't try this one, but I assume also good. So 3-pack for $13 would be really nice for like fries, burgers, things like that. All right, we need some Advil for postpartum. Last time I did Advil and Tylenol. Advil is expired, so we're gonna get some more Advil. Oh, we also need wipes, and I think that's it. All right, we've come to Walmart because I need some travel size things for the hospital bags, because I feel like it's so much easier to pack like smaller items, even though you definitely could pack larger ones. So we need a little deodorant. Usually I like these ones, but it's almost $4 for this tiny little deodorant, so I think we're gonna go with this one. I already have some toothpaste. They do have these though, $6, kind of expensive. They also have Listerine and these ones aren't bad. I don't think I really need this though. It's not a need for the hospital bag, but I do want to get, oh, I think it was these little toothbrush covers, because we need one for Damon's toothbrush. Well, they also have like these. This is kind of cool for like a one mini brush. Or they also have like this travel thing, which is kind of cool, for $4. That's not bad. All right, we got a big thing of ground beef at Costco to stock our freezer with. Some people like to prep full meals for postpartum, but we're pretty lucky. Damon is going to take some paternity leave, and we just honestly like to cook fresh meals. So we're just going to stock our freezer with like extra chicken, ground beef, things like that, so it is ready and we don't have to like necessarily have to worry about going out to a grocery shop. Not sure how long this one's going to last us exactly, but there is 2.7 kgs in here, so I'm going to portion them into 1-pound freezer bags and then put that in the freezer, and then also make some banana bread because we love to go through that. We eat it so quickly, but it's just like a really easy snack slash breakfast to have on hand. So I want to prep some banana bread to also put in the freezer. So that's my tip for postpartum. Either prep meals or prep your freezer at least with ingredients so that you have things ready to go to make your postpartum life a little bit easier. Alright, here's how I make my banana bread. First, I'm going to start off by creaming the butter, and then I'm going to add 1 cup of white sugar and beat that until it's light and fluffy. Next, I'm going to add in 2 eggs and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then we're going to mix this until it is well mixed. Now it's time for our dry ingredients. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of baking soda with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, about 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, or however much you like, of course optional, and then adding 2 cups of flour. Sifted is preferred, but to be honest, I'm kind of too lazy. And then we're going to mix well until combined. It's going to look dry, but that's okay because the next step is we're going to add our 3 ripe bananas. So in a separate bowl, peel your bananas and then mash them or mix them with a beater, which is my preferred method. I just find it gets the lumps a little bit smoother, so whatever consistency you like. If you want it a little bit more chunky, I like mine to be a little bit more of a smooth consistency. Then we're going to add those mashed bananas into our batter and then of course mix well once again with the hand mixer. And then at this step, I like to add chocolate chips. You could also add fruit or nuts or whatever you like in your banana bread, but we prefer chocolate chips in this household, of course. Then gently mix in those chocolate chips until they're evenly dispersed. You don't want to overmix at this step. Then be sure to grease your loaf pan. I like to use Crisco. I never find it sticks with this, so this is my best bet. And then add the batter evenly to the pan and pop that in the oven at 350 degrees for 60 to 70 minutes. The only 2 items I actually ended up picking up from Walmart were the toothbrush holder travel things and the mini deodorant, which I'm going to add to my hospital bag right now. Otherwise, I just ordered some stuff on Amazon. I did order a postpartum like belly binder support thing that I didn't actually use with my first, but a lot of people recommended them, so I want to try it out for my second and see if that helps recovery and stuff. So I have that coming. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna do a whole what's in my hospital bag, what I'm packing and taking, so that's to come. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see everything I'm gonna put in my hospital bag for baby. And then I also needed to order some lip balms because apparently my Walmart does not carry my favorite lip balms, which are these soft lips ones. I'm not even sure if they're like discontinuing them in Canada or not. These are the little travel toothbrushes, and I have a new one in here actually. I don't know, not having one of these just kind of like grosses me out. So let's see, does this work? Oh, they go this way. Oh, okay. So then it just kind of protects the cover of your toothbrush, which is really important. So starting my hospital packing already, which is crazy. But I also just finished prepping my postpartum bathroom baskets. I know some people like to do a cart too, but I decided to just go with a little bin system this time. So we'll see how that works. I don't know. I feel like a cart could also be useful, but I wanted to show you everything I'm putting in here as a second time mom. So the first thing I have in here are my Peri bottles. This is the one I actually got from the hospital with my first, and I actually kind of liked using it more than the Freedom Mom one, which is the one in here. This one has the like angled kind of Peri bottle to like angle it up. I don't know, I just didn't like using this one at first, because when you first go to the bathroom, you're going to want to use water while you go to the bathroom to help it like not burn and sting so much down there. So I felt like this one was just like easier to hold and just like use as I was going to the bathroom, where this one was a little bit easier like after using the bathroom and then kind of like rinsing. But I feel like it comes down to personal preference which one you prefer. So I do have both of them in here depending on which one I'd like to use, but probably will use like the hospital version for a while and then switch to this one once the bleeding and like once it like stops being so painful going to the bathroom initially, then I will probably use this one. And then I also have big maxi pads. These are actually from the hospital with my first. I did take a few extras. They gave me a few extras as well. So I still have some of those as backup here, hoping that they will also stock me up when I come home with this baby so that I am extra prepared. So I do have a few of these in here for this one. And then I also have one pair of extra hospital underwear. Again, hoping that they send me home with a few extra this time too. I do have this one left over from my first, so I added those. A lot of people like to do the Freedom Mom ones as well, but I did not buy those because I had a few extra of the hospital ones from last time that were not used, so wanted to go through those ones. I also have the adult diapers. These ones are the Depends, I believe, brand. I can't remember exactly. I'll have them linked down below, but I found these ones the most comfortable. I got a size small medium. I also really like these more than the like mesh underwear in the beginning because I feel like this just added a little bit extra protection, where if you kind of bled through the pad in the mesh underwear, then it's going to bleed onto your sheets or clothes. I just feel like this one added an extra layer of protection, so I did like that, especially at night. So I did put 2 of those in here for now, and I'll just kind of like replenish them as I need. And then once the bleeding starts to subside a little bit, I switched to these Incontinence pads, which are so much better, I feel like, than maxi pads. So these are the Always brand as well, and I believe they're like the level 6 for technically bladder incontinence, but they work great for postpartum, and I find they weren't really that irritating. I also make these ones specifically into Padsicles by adding water and then folding them up and putting them in a freezer bag in the freezer. And those were lovely postpartum. So you could also do the Freedom Mom ones, but I feel like those ones get really bulky, where these ones will just already be with like water and then function as a pad. So I like this one a lot more, like this kind of method a lot more. I also feel like it's more affordable. It's just less bulky too. So I have a bunch of these stocked up in here, and then again replenish everything as needed. And then I also have a new thing of Tucks witch hazel pads. Again, great if you tear and just post-birth things in general. This is really great. I also have a perennial healing foam that is upstairs somewhere that I need to find and add to this basket. I think Freedom Mom also makes one of those. And then kind of as your bleeding slows, you can kind of, you know, downgrade the absorbency of your pads. But I had these ones from, I think this was also an Always brand, but I did not like these. They were super irritating for me, and I just did not love them. So I do like the U by Kotex ones for when I'm kind of downgrading the amount of pads that I need. These are like regular period pads, I believe, the heavy maxi pads. So these are also great for kind of the end of that postpartum phase. But I'm not going to add these ones just yet because obviously I'm going to be bleeding a lot in the first little bit, so really stocked up with the necessary supplies for the first at least week or so, and then I'll kind of just like replenish as needed. But that is everything in my postpartum bathroom bucket. But I am going to end this vlog here for you guys, so thank you so much for joining me for a day of baby prep and nesting, and I'm so excited for baby girl to be here very, very soon. We are finally in the home stretch, I feel like, of like the countdown of pregnancy, so it is very exciting. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, gave you some inspo if you are also expecting and what to prep. But if you made it all the way to the end, then be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below on your guess on baby's arrival date. She is technically due in August, but do you think she'll be early or late? Let me know your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe for more baby, fashion, mom, lifestyle content, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!